Alright, Bob, I promised I would make a video and show you exactly what I was talking about. And to answer your question about why is 230 volt considered single phase when it's two phases or 180 degrees out of sync. And here's why. Alright, let's start off with your 115 volt line coming in. You know, in America, that's what we have. We have two 115 volt lines, or 120, or whatever you want to call it. And this is the sine wave. Now, if we make our little line here, we know that you have 115 volts when you're on the upside and 115 volts when you're on the downside of the sine wave. But that's our 115 volt sine wave. Now, and of course we draw the other 115 volt like this, because it's 180 degrees out of phase. Okay, same thing, 115 volts on the downside, 115 on the north side. Now let's just talk a second about what the sine wave is really representing, because this is alternating current. Okay? So what we're really talking about, and let's use green for this, is the electrons when the sine wave is on the high side. The electrons are moving this way. And then the other half of the cycle, when the sine wave is on the downside, the electrons are moving this way. So really what all the sine wave is telling us is the direction of electrons. Now, when it comes to our other 115 volt leg, we have to remember its source is on the complete opposite end. Remember, it's 180 degrees out of phase. They completely oppose each other. But got to remember where the source is at. So on the high side, and we use green for this again, on the high side, the electrons are going away from the source. On the low side, they're going back towards the source, away from the source, and towards the source. Okay, and now that's why it's considered single phase. Remember I told you that this was like politics. And being a libertarian, I think you'll appreciate this. You have the red Democrats on the left and the blue Republicans on the right, who are ideology are 180 degrees out of sync. It comes down to it, and you peel all the layers aside, and this is why I use green. The money just seems to be going to the same places.